Japan's first anti-hate speech law passed the diet today, marking a step forward in that country's long-stalled efforts to curb racial discrimination. But the legislation has been dogged by skepticism, with critics slamming it as philosophical at best and toothless window dressing at worst. Arirang News Lee Ji-won with details of a new law that's been welcomed by the Seoul government.
The Japanese Diet passed a bill at countering hate speech during the current session that ends on June 1st on Tuesday. The lower house of Japan's national legislature passed a bill on hate speech, including what it deemed unjust discriminatory words and actions toward a person of foreign origin intended to incite exclusion from communities. A number of xenophobic rallies by nationalist groups began to take place around 2013, many targeting ethnic Koreans and urging the Japanese government to cut diplomatic ties with Korea. The two countries have a sensitive relationship stemming from Japan's crimes during its colonization of Korea and sexual enslavement of women in World War II. In 2014, UN Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination urged Japan to take appropriate measures in restricting abuses towards minorities in the country. But the country refused to establish a law on hate speech, citing freedom of expression under the nation's constitution. But with anti-racism groups and politicians battling racial discrimination, the hate speech bill was submitted by the major coalition ruling party in May 2015, before finally being passed. Some experts, however, are skeptical whether it will be effective.
The law limits the coverage to legal minorities in the country, which further discriminates against people like temporary workers. The law may prove to be ineffective as it does not yet include punishment, including fines or jail time for hate speech.
The expert added that in order to stamp out racial discrimination, the Japanese government must specify penalties for violating the law and promote its enactment. Lee Ji-won, Arirang News.